First of all, I would like to express my greatest gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing me to stand here and speak in front of you. My dear brother over there, Mujahid, I believe he uttered a word called Islamophobia. You did that, right, brother? Jahid, right? I apologize. Is it Jahid Khan? Okay. So we are brothers. Anyway, we are brothers, we are all Muslims. So he uttered a word called Islamophobia. So I'm going to really talk to you because I really don't believe in standing in front of you and lecturing you. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Anybody knows what they mean? Anyone? Well, I'm quite sure you are very familiar with Donald Trump, right? You are familiar with another presidential candidate, Ben Carson. And they're saying a lot of bad stuff about Muslims, right? One guy said that we're going to ban Muslim coming in this country. আমরা মুসলমানদেরকে এদেশ থেকে ব্যান করে দিব, এদেশে আসা বন্ধ করে দিব, এটা বলছে। আরেকজন বলছে, if you are a Muslim, you can't be a president of the United States. আপনি মুসলমান হলে এদেশের প্রেসিডেন্ট হইতে পারবেন না, এটা বলছে সে। So I know there is a lot of young people here today. How many of you like to be the president of the United States? I like to see some hands here. All right, that's one. Two. Well, I'm talking to the young folks who are born here. All right, so at least we have one. So you know what, the message for Mr. Ben Carson, yes, we can be the president. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that what happened in Paris, what happened in California, as a Muslim, we have to stand against it. There was a crime that was committed against humanity. There was a crime committed against humanity. We must stand against those things. So what happened after what happened in California and Paris? The politicians in this country, yes, the politicians in this country, they really ratchet up their anti-Islamic propaganda. So what that has done to our community is a lot of hate, a lot of violence are coming to our community. The brother mentioned that when our sisters in hijab walking in the street, they are coming under attack. You know, there is a couple of sisters walking in Bay Ridge in Brooklyn. Somebody spat on them. You know who that was? There was a mailman who works for the US government. We have seen a Bengali Muslim store owner in Astoria was brutally attacked. His only crime was he was a Muslim. Only crime he had, he was a Muslim. So we have seen, today actually the message came in, today the news came in. There's a mosque in Texas was set on fire. A mosque in Texas was set on fire. We have seen a pig's head in mosque's doorstep in Philadelphia. A mosque in Brooklyn, in Philadelphia, in New Jersey, was called. They were threatened. A letter was sent with stuff, anthrax. Anybody knows about that? With powders in CAIR office in Washington, D.C. and California. Brother and sister, all these are happening. Now all this has resulted in the most toxic environment for Muslims in this country. We've been seeing this kind of hate toward the Muslim community even since 9/11. We haven't seen this kind of hate toward the Muslims in 2010 at the height of Part 51 Masjid. Everybody knows there was a masjid that was supposed to be built in downtown Manhattan, right next to Ground Zero. That didn't happen. There was so much hate at that time as well. So what CAIR New York, CAIR does, CAIR is Council on American Islamic Relations. What they do is they document all those kind of incidents. And in 2010, CAIR recorded about 50 such incidents. In 2015, it's over 70. This is the highest that ever happened to our community. So the question comes in that, as a Muslim, what can you do? Protect yourself, protect your community, protect your children. Right? You're probably asking, as a Muslim, whose responsibility it is? Whose responsibility is it to protect us as Muslims in this country? Yes, the government will play their part. But as a Muslim, you, me, us together, we have to stand up. So when I say stand up, what happens if we don't stand up? When Donald Trump said that he's going to ban Muslims entering this country, if we don't stand up to him, what is going to happen? Right? So as a Muslim, we must out there and stand up against him and say, listen, what he's saying is unconstitutional. United States Constitution gives you the right, freedom of religion. So what he's saying is not true. We have to stand against him. And who's going to do it? We have to do it as a Muslim. So the question comes in, obviously, how are you going to do it? Now I'm going to really need your help. So there's several things that we can do as a Muslim. I don't know how much time I have, probably a couple of minutes. So we're going to do it real fast. So how can we do this? How can we protect our community? How can we protect ourselves against those people like Donald? I got 5 minutes, so that's perfect actually. We can do a lot in 5 minutes. So what can we do? So brothers and sisters, one thing that you can do, the most powerful thing that you can do to protect yourself and your community is to get involved. Get involved. Get to know your neighbors. So how many of you know that, how many of you have a friend or a co-workers or a neighbors who is a non-Muslim? Oh, by the way, please do not use the term non-Muslim. So when we use the term non-Muslim and Muslim, we divide. This is a divisive language. So when you call somebody who is not a Muslim, it's better to call them someone of other faith. Does it make sense? Are we okay with this? When you say non-Muslims, you are dividing. Oh yeah, you're a Muslim, I'm not a Muslim, okay? So we are not saying. But if you say to someone with people of other faith, it's not as divisive, it's not divisive. So that's the language that we need to start using. So how many of you know a person of other faith who is either your neighbor, your friend, or a co-workers? How many of you know that? No one? All right, so we get a brother over here, brother over there, brother over here, brother over there. Okay, that's enough. So I have a question for you. How many of them, people of other faith, your friend, your co-workers, ever told you a terrorist and told you to get the hell out of this country? Did it ever happen? Ever happen? He's shaking no. And over there, ever happen? Did they ever spit on you? Never happened, right? Well, brothers and sisters, you know why that happened? Why that did not happen? Why they did not call you a terrorist? Why they did not tell you to go back to your country? Why they did not spit on you? Because they are your friend. That's correct? Yes? So now I'm going to ask you the next question. How many of you know your neighbors to the right, to the left, in the back, in the front? How many of you know them? Personally. One brother. Just one? Two? I know everybody in the block. Anybody else? So is it fair to say we have about 100 people here? Probably 100, right? Out of 100, only 3 of us. Only 3 know our neighbors. Shudan I know he knows his neighbors. So we got 4. Do you think that's a problem for us? Do you think that's a problem for us? I know a lot of you are shaking your hand. Hey, brothers and sisters, that is a problem for us. Question is, what are we going to do about it? And what are you going to do about it is totally up to you. So one recommendation that I make that is proven to be very, very true. Go out there and talk to your neighbors. Invite them to your house. That's okay. Exchange small gifts. That's okay. Tell them about yourself. You know, if I had time, I would share the story, but I really don't have time. So that's one thing. Definitely get to know your neighbors. That's the #1 step. So what I'm saying right now, Gallup did a study in this country. Gallup is a very well-renowned, data collection company. They always put out statistics. So they say, if people of other faith who knows a Muslim friend, who has a Muslim friend or neighbor or co-workers, usually views Muslim or Islam as a good religion, and Muslims are good people. So that's going to really help you out. The next one I want to talk to you really briefly. How many of you over here are citizens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, let's say 20, right? For the interest of time. Now, next question I'm going to ask you. How many of you are registered to vote? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a 50%? Yeah? That's a 60%, 70%? Do you think that's good? Now I'm going to ask you another question. How many of you actually voted this November? I did. 2, 3, 4. No, you don't tell me. You don't vote here. You are not 18 yet. 4, 5. So only 50% voted. Do you think that's a problem? So I'd like to share this. So the second message is that we need to, if you are a citizen, you need to register to vote. And if you are registered to vote, you really need to go out and vote. So at the last, this is what I'm going to leave you with. Everybody heard that recently we have elected our very first Muslim judge in this country, right? In New York City, yes?
And in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, in our district. All right? She was elected unopposed. And in her sworn-in ceremony, she took her oath of office on the Quran. How cool is that? So somebody actually videotaped it, put it on Facebook. The video has about 10 million views. It's all across the globe. Everywhere in the world, people are seeing it. Over 10 million views. So that's the good part. So are you ready for the bad part? The bad part is she got thousands of hate messages. These people called her and told her, look, we know where you live. We're going to come and get you. So that's how toxic the situation for us. And it is up to us as Muslim brothers and sisters to change it. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair.